Hi there, this is Dana Arcuri from danaarcuri.com, and today I want to talk about my own personal experience with Cymbalta. Consider this a Cymbalta beware what your doctor may or may not be telling you about this drug. And I want to give a little medical disclaimer that I'm not a physician, I'm not a medical professional, I'm not here to diagnose you, treat you, cure you. And I'm not going to give you advice on how to taper this drug. What I'm going to do is just be honest, be upfront, be authentic, and share my own personal experience. And so I was diagnosed in 2008 with primary fibromyalgia. I had a lot of pain, I had a lot of back problems also, herniated discs, scoliosis. I mean, it goes on and on, all the medical problems, but the biggest one was fibromyalgia. So in 2009, my physician wanted me to consider a fibromyalgia program in my area with a neurologist. And so this program was 6 weeks in which they start you on Cymbalta. So your dose begins slow and low, and then it starts getting higher in milligrams as time goes on. So within this 4-month time zone, I went from the 20 milligrams to 60 milligrams, and immediately I noticed that I was experiencing really nasty side effects. So I noticed that I had a lot more anxiety, that my fibromyalgia pain did not get diminished. I still was in pain. I still had a lot of inflammation and backaches and just muscles hurting all over. I felt like there was really major changes happening that turned my life upside down as far as the mental health aspect. I couldn't get out of bed. I had depression that was so severe, I just felt suicidal. And I knew that something was wrong. So I went to my neurologist, and at an appointment, I told her what was going on and said, hey, I gave it 4 months, but I don't think this is working for me. And could you just please taper me slowly off this drug? And instead of helping me, she dismissed me as her patient. So I was pretty much left to wing it on my own. So I tried independently on my own to taper this drug, and it was unsuccessful. And I then went to my personal family physician and told her what was going on. And she said for me to just stay on 30 milligrams. And even though it wasn't my choice and I really didn't like her idea, I felt at the time that my pain level was so high that I needed to just consider staying temporarily on 30 milligrams. Of course, I really didn't want to be on this drug because I knew that it was A, the only thing I was taking, and B, it was causing a lot of problems. And I knew I needed to do something. But, getting from A to B to C for me took several years. And unfortunately, I didn't have the answers at the time. And I don't even think my doctors had the answers at the time. So I'll get more into my story as I go through. Let's move on to the next, which is your doctor may not tell you that he cannot help you with tapering. So what your doctor may not tell you in advance is that maybe he or she doesn't have training on how to gently, safely wean you off this drug. And many doctors, they go on board, they're so willing to write that prescription, but when it comes time for the patient who says, hey, it's not working, and oh my gosh, I'm having so many problems and negative side effects, and they want to stop, and then the doctor says, no, we want you on the drug indefinitely. No, we will not help you stop. This puts us in a really bad, dark, unsafe place. And which I myself found myself in a dead end. I didn't know what to do. And back in 2009 and 2010, they didn't have the kind of information on the internet that exists today. What you have going for you right now is you could get onto Google or whatever internet you choose and start Googling all the information you possibly can come up with, credible information about Cymbalta, the side effects, and so forth. And really, really empower yourself with knowledge. And that is so important. I wish back then I had all the knowledge I have today, but unfortunately for me, there was less information available back at that time zone, and which left me pretty much stuck. Okay, let's go to the next one. What your doctor may not tell you is whether it is or is not safe to count beads. So what I mean by that is my own new doctor, so I found a new doctor, and he said to slowly taper Cymbalta by opening up the capsule and just counting beads. I have to say that I was a little bit surprised that a board certified doctor is going to tell me to open up a capsule and start taking it apart and counting beads. I feel that was not exactly the solution I was looking for. Number one, if you're in physical pain. Number two, if you have brain fog. If you're in depression, you have anxiety, you have insomnia, you're not functioning at your best, it's not always a good idea to take apart your capsule. I know plenty of people who do it, and you have to determine if that's what you want, but I personally believed it only spiraled my health out of control even further, and it left me suicidal. Next, what your doctor may not tell you is that you should not go cold turkey. Now, the original doctor actually told me just stop taking Cymbalta. Prior to her dismissing me as her patient, she just said stop taking it, and she refused to give me another prescription. So there I am, I'm winging it. I do not want to go cold turkey. She's not helping me. You know, it leaves patients in a really bad place. It leaves patients kind of like with their hands tied, and it's unsafe. It's really dangerous to go cold turkey. So the first thing I want to say is, if your doctor says to you, just stop taking Cymbalta, don't walk away, but run as fast as you can, because that's not credible, that's unethical, it's unsafe, and you need to equip yourself with someone you could trust, someone you could have a good rapport with. Find a doctor who you really can get along with and trust, because your health is important, and you don't want to just put your life into someone else's hands and to jeopardize your own safety. Next would be wicked withdrawals. So your doctor may not, maybe they'll tell you about withdrawals. No one told me about withdrawals. Not one doctor told me that I could go through horrific, hellish withdrawals. And so this was probably the most aggressive, horrible, hellish experience I could go through. It brought me to a place where I was very suicidal, and I really had a lot of negative experiences going on, a lot of physical symptoms, a lot of pain. I had a lot of problems, kidney stones, UTIs, so many other physical things going on. Then there was the mental health aspect, brain fog, cognitive function not working. Then there's the emotional, a lot more depression, a lot more anxiety, panic, so forth. I mean, the whole thing was just awful. Then let's go to that Cymbalta. It is disabling. And of course, not for everyone. There are some people who take this medication and they're doing fine. You know, who's to say why some people do well and why others are doing so badly on this drug? I mean, we're all different, we're all unique, so all I could say is if you want to try it, take the risk. If you would rather research it first and keep coming up with more knowledge, that's probably the best solution in my opinion. And I want to go onward to say what your doctor may not tell you is that Eli Lilly is the maker, the pharmaceutical company with Cymbalta, and they have plenty of lawsuits. So after the fact, meaning after I already was going through hell and back over that drug, I started doing a lot more research and found out that there's a black box warning. So you need to read and really equip yourself with the knowledge and the information that's a fact, that there's a black box warning. There is suicidal tendencies, suicidal ideation, depression, hostility. In the black box warning, it stipulates that it's for an age group and it's a younger generation, people who are in like their teens and 20s. I'm going to be frank with you. I was in my 40s and I don't buy into that age group. You know, personally, I don't think that this is just for the younger generation, that the black box warning's for everyone. I don't care how young, how old, or who you are. A black box is to take serious, and I wish that I would have known about it prior to being prescribed this medication. And next would be, yes, so there are lawsuits. Start researching it. So many people have died over this drug. So many people had fatal consequences. I myself am a survivor of suicide from this drug, and I'm fortunate today to be free. So let's see, the last time I took this drug was in November 2010. So here it is, 2017. I am so thankful and grateful that I A, survived, B, got through it, and C, I'm beyond the bad withdrawals. So, you know, there is hope. I'm here to say there is hope for those who are right now smack center in a wicked withdrawal or the horrific symptoms that are part of Cymbalta. Next would be, we need to also consider what your doctor may not be telling you. is that if you're taking more than one drug, so you're prescribed Cymbalta, but you're also prescribed other medications, you have a higher risk of potential problems, interactions, and negative side effects. And so, for example, when I was taking Cymbalta, it started off only one drug. From there, it went into Cipro because I had a UTI. Oh my God, don't take Cipro and Cymbalta. All I have to say is please research it. Those two combination, awful. Next, don't mix benzodiazepine with Cymbalta. That's a whole other story. I have videos about it. Don't do it. Research it. Just please beware of mixing medications. You could get the serotonin syndrome, too much serotonin in your body. It is just one hot mess. Last, let's get into also that the end result is this. Your doctor may not tell you everything you need to know. And that's why you yourself have to take back control of your health, why you yourself have to become your own wellness advocate, that you can, start doing research, start talking to people, get onto groups, whether it's a Facebook group for Cymbalta or whether it's support groups on another internet. Go seek help. Talk to people who've been there and who've done that, who have survived, who have made it, or even talk to the people, maybe their family members didn't make it. I mean, I met both. I met, hundreds upon hundreds of people, and I'm here today to say this is a real problem. Okay, this is a real problem, but I'm thankful I'm alive today, and I wish you well. I pray that you can seek the help that you need and recover and fully get your life back. Feel free to check out my website at danaarcuri.com. Feel free to share your own story, share what you're going through. Maybe something worked for you and you could help others. So be the voice for the voiceless and be the hope for the hopeless. And thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.